It was a record-setting day at Hard Rock yesterday as the Canes shut out the biggest victory against an FBS opponent since 2001, beating Ball State 62-0. This is Recap Show.
It's the recap show. I tried to hold that for 62 seconds. It just wasn't going to happen. I was going to pass out live on air. So yes, you absolutely nailed it, my friend. Welcome back into the University of Miami Hurricanes. Welcome back. Scoopy.
Yeah, they're pretty good. You know, I'm not allowed to cuss anymore. Never mind.
It's your first.
So, I mean, I can help myself.
Procedural. Throw a flag.
Throw a flag on me.
Where are you behind?
I'm a week back, and it's a 5-year penalty.
That's kind of 15. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, it was procedural.
No, it was like a roughing the passer.
Was it?
It was like a roughing the passer.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. My apologies. That needs to be bleeped out there, Jenners. Thank you very much for looking for me so people can listen. They exceeded, I think, all of our expectations yesterday. None of us had them putting up a 60 burger, if you will. It's just, and it was interesting because Emory came in right after, well into not long into the third after Cam got the hook. And they just, the depth, the youngins, man, they just continued to dominate the line of scrimmage. A.J. Allen out there just running wild. Jordan Lyle running wild. Emory 11 of 12 for $150 and a tutty to who? Elijah Lofton, right? That kid. We remember talking about that kid. And I think Emory's only incompletion was a drop.
It was.
I mean, it's not as though you're going, okay, it's Ball State. It's not like you're going against FAMU, or it's not like you're going against Bethune-Cookman. It's the efficiency in how they operate right now. That's what we always say. You do what you're supposed to do. Like you expect to beat down on these guys. You expect to make it look easy. Cam was untouched yesterday. Untouched. He didn't get touched. I watched the untouched, and he just stands back there and does whatever he wants. It was a masterclass. Truly, that was a masterclass that we haven't seen in two decades.
Listen, man, and I agree wholeheartedly, Scoop. And I tweeted out last night late. Young Cane fans, get ready. You're about to see something you've never seen before. Be loud, proud, be obnoxious, everything. And folks tell me, yo, step back. We haven't played anybody yet. Bro, listen, here's what you got to realize. Yeah, listen, anytime you're playing a top 10 team or a top 15 team, things are going to happen. Superstar players make big plays. Things can happen. These are the games. It's this game. It's the FAMU game. These are the games for me that show me who you're about, because you're not looking past it. Like, they could be looking past to South Florida next week on the road, gigantic road game. In the past, last 20 years, we've seen teams look past this game. And all of a sudden, it's a struggle in the first quarter, first half, this and that. Not anymore, man. So, they are putting their foot down when they're supposed to. And, dude, that gives me all the confidence that they're going to continue to do that when it's a top 20, top 15, top 10 team on the other sideline as well.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, they were a little bit sluggish, right? You come out after 2.5 hour delay.
Yes.
Well into the second quarter. Halfway through the second quarter, it's 10-0.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look sharp. Everything looks a little slow. And then it went haywire.
The number for me was 16. Okay? 16 yards. That's how many yards rushing we had at the end of the first half. We went well over 200 yards.
He also had 317 passing. So what'd you say, bro? A couple weeks ago, pick your poison.
Pick your poison. And I said it coming into this for the better part of 2 weeks that there was going to be an audition process for Ball State. By the way, you failed the audition miserably. We went with the A+ Hollywood actor in your stead. You don't have the chops. Sorry, you didn't break a leg. You didn't make the cast, which that's where that moniker comes from. But the thing that I noticed, what was on the audition tape early and what he was able to do, meaning the defensive coordinator for Ball State, was I felt like a lot of that Pat Narduzzi game plan. That's what I was like, this looks like a Pittsburgh game where safeties are really close to the box. They're going to really dare you to go ahead and pass the ball. And I said it from my social media account. They are daring you to pass the ball. Do it, because this is exactly what I've seen the University of Miami Hurricanes coaching staffs do in the past. They're trying to establish identity. We want to run. We're going to run into the teeth of this thing. And they said no. They picked your poison. It was a lethal dose of Cam Ward, right? Lethal dose of Cam Ward. He did whatever he wanted. It was like backyard football. He was clean all day long. He could literally just go back there and just point directions. How Xavier Restrepo's one touchdown got open late. He's just go in the end zone, juke him out and go to the left, run to the mailbox. I'll throw and I'll hit you. And then I want to end this comment with this. We got to give Mario some credit. We got to give him a monumental heap of praise because he's meddlesome Mario. He gets in the way. When he's watching his team in the first half only amount to 16 yards of rushing, that was like watching like his proverbial daughter on the stripper pole. She's high up there at Tootsie's. And he's like, get down from there, young lady. It is wrecking him to his core. The fact that they cannot run the ball. But he didn't get in the way. He allowed his offensive coordinator to do his offensive coordinator things. He wasn't panicking. It wasn't this. All right, we're going to go ahead and establish the run. He even said it at halftime. Look, they're stacking the box. We're doing what we need to do. So thank you, Mario. You weren't meddlesome. And when you weren't meddlesome, let it be a lesson because you got 750 yards on the day.
So is games like this, if we're correct in assuming that he may have gotten in the way a bit last year, and you got to let Dawson do what Dawson's going to do, games like this has to show him, I would think, it validates, okay, I know people wanted me to get out of the way. I know I shouldn't be doing it, but I can't help it. I know that Dawson just needs to do his thing. Yesterday validates that for him, right? Okay, it makes sense. All right, I'm going to do it. And it worked. I'm going to do it again.
Really quickly, though, to me, while you were talking about that, last year was like a proverbial chain gang, right? And you needed to be like Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence in life. We needed to break free. First of all, I felt like Shannon Dawson he was chained up to the quarterback in front of him. And then Shannon Dawson felt like he was chained behind by the head coach. The chains are broken. You saw freedom. You saw absolute freedom, and it worked. Like, again, 750, most ever by the University of Miami Hurricanes. Biggest blowout to like an FBS score or a Division I school. I mean, they broke records.
In September of 2001. The 2001 team's the last team that dismantled an FBS school. It was Rutgers that we destroyed, like, second game of the season that year. But yeah, dude, it's like, dude, this just looks different. We haven't seen a Canes team look like this in all aspects in 20 years. And the fact that it was Ball State doesn't matter, bro. Like, that doesn't matter.
You want to know why it doesn't matter? Because you go back to 2 years ago when it did matter, and you lost to Middle Tennessee State on that same playing field. Mm-hmm. You lost to Middle Tennessee State, who got blasted the next week. It did matter. These guys are fully in tune. They are fully in tune to what happened with Northern Illinois and Notre Dame. They understand that, hey, at any point in time, it could be helter-skelter on even your home turf.
And just to you brought that up, Jason Whitlock, I don't know who your sources are.
I just saw that this morning.
To tweet out that we were looking to get out of this game with the delays yesterday, that we didn't have a Northern
Was he an alumni?
Moment. Get out of here, bro.
Was he a Ball State alumni? I was like, why did he?
Yeah, yes, he is. He is a Ball State alumni, I believe. He actually is, yeah. But get out of here.
I saw that this morning, and I'm like, wait, what? No, I promise you Mario wants to play football.
And then Cam Ward. Now, you go back and I did like kind of a hierarchy, and I say Cam Ward's going to be the better of all the quarterbacks, and I love a lot of the University of Miami Hurricane quarterbacks. I went down the laundry list of them, and then Cam Ward fully cemented himself. I mean, they're starting to talk about it nationally. His Heisman campaign, Shedeur Sanders kind of went down, Ewers went down, so now typically that goes to quarterbacks. He's playing hot. I mean, listen, Miami, 10.6 yards per play, and out of 19 out of 28 passes for 346, which a career high for 5 touchdowns, 10 of his 19 passes went for 20-plus yards. Mm-hmm. He's a difference maker. Campaign 2024, but it's you want to know why it's different, because you mentioned it, Toe, since 2001. That's since 2001, since 2000. Well, now we have a quarterback like that we kind of had in 2001, and he's better.
And if you look at those numbers, between yardage, touchdowns, and completion percentage, he right now through 3 games is on pace to destroy all standing Miami quarterback records.
Destroy it. Yeah, 11
destroy
touchdowns.
It. Beat
11 touchdowns, 1
passing yards
interception.
by like 800 he's on pace for. Like he's right now, he's going to beat the touchdowns by like 15. Like he is on pace right now to destroy every quarterback record that we have on campus in 1 year.
1,000%.
Well, we're gonna get into the teeth of the schedule here. Right?
Starts this week.
You got to go to USF. Then we got the conference games coming to fruition. So is it going to continue? I don't know. I'll say of those 10 passes of 20 plus yards yesterday, none of them. Let's not say it that way. Let's say all of them were never in harm's way. Right? Everyone he threw to was wide open. And every ball that he threw was what it needed to be. I found some very interesting, like the one to Arroyo yesterday on that kind of deep crossover. It just floated out there, right? And you're like, ooh. To me, he let go of that ball, and I was like, it looked a little bit lofty until you see Arroyo coming across on the deep. It's one of those things that, and the bubble to Jacoby, where he literally steps back and throws it under the defender. It's backyard football. We're in the streets and we're playing to the mailboxes. Exactly what you said. Like it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's wild to see, exciting to see, but he is now your Heisman favorite. He's now officially the Heisman favorite, odds-wise, at plus 450 from what I saw. And we'll see if he can keep it up. It'd be fun if he can keep it up, because if he keeps it up, then we're going to have an awful lot of fun over the next couple months.
I mean, listen, man, it's all just lining up. I mean, the 2 miserable franchises up north can't get out of their own way. So it's just, I mean, this is just, it's all lining up to just be a fun couple 60 days here.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't get much better than yesterday. We've had it twice now this year.
Yeah.
We just happened to beat Florida the one time, but this is the first time we've had them lose independently. We're talking about, both those bum schools up north. And then have a nice, comfortable, easy win for the Canes, and we can enjoy the rest of our Saturday and weekend. The 2 of them are in shambles. That's a lot of fun. It's almost as much fun as watching us.
Somebody made a point to kind of put a bow on them. You'd rather be a Florida fan right now, because Billy Napier's days are numbered. There's thoughts. With Norvell. Yeah, there's talks and thoughts that he's going to be up by Monday.
Yeah, he'll be gone by tomorrow.
But Norvell, no way. That guy's not going anywhere. That guy's going to be there. He's going to be on that Lee Corso plan. He's going to ride in from Florida State coach to Medicare. You're going to watch.
After this season, they still owe Norvell $74 million.
Yeah,
that's
Norvell.
Mike
Norvell.
Yeah,
Mike Norvell.
Not going anywhere.
That's the goal.
Guy you owe $75 million to.
Just win enough.
Again,
how much does he need to give Jordan Travis?
Really bad business.
How much does he need to give Jordan Travis that? Like, he needs to tip the establishment on that one. Thanks,
solid
Jordan.
15%, man.
I would say so. Hey, listen,
DJ's so bad.
Oh my God, dude,
he's so bad.
And they were trying to tell us that he was better than Cam Ward, and there was never even a debate that we were looking at DJ ugly stats.
And they lost to a Memphis team whose quarterback can't even wear his helmet straight. The thing was crooked the whole time. How do you take that seriously? I was like, what is this guy's beating you? Oh my God, it's embarrassing.
Listen, we praised the University of Miami Hurricanes offense, and rightfully so. They broke a record, 750 yards. But the University of Miami defense, all right, Ball State, they had it 12 times, they punted 10, and they only managed 115 yards. It's a shutout. That's hard to do against an FBS opponent. But I felt that defensive side of the ball, they were equally impressive. It's just kind of difficult when the offense turns around and breaks records. But up front, they're nasty. Again,
They're absolutely filthy on the D-line.
It's on the Broward Dade line. It's on the Broward Dade line, our stadium. I want to call him like the Baron of Broward so bad, but it's kind of in Dade. But another half sack starts up there. Linebackers, that's the thing that changed for me. Linebackers are covering ground. Wesley, Maui Noah, they are running sideline to sideline. It's very
Popo
difficult.
looking good.
Yeah, Popo's looking good. Linebackers doing good. And the secondary's just doing its thing. Doing his thing when they try to take shots. They're lockstep and key right with them.
That kid had 5 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, not this week.
They don't suck.
Question for you: how many yards of offense did Ball State have in the second half?
Oh, I didn't. I know it's 115 total. I don't know what they did in the second half.
25.
25 yards.
When I said it was equally impressive to the offense, I mean it was equally impressive to the offense. I mean the offense did great. The defense was right there with them. Holmes was right there with them.
You barely called. I don't think Mish Powell was mentioned once. I'm not sure that any of the safeties were literally mentioned. The D line is wreaking havoc. It's like one of those things where, the end around that Barron blew up, right? Where he kind of did that was a wrestling move. That was a fun tackle. I don't know what happened there, but that was fun to watch. It's that kind of stuff. It's like, it's like the last time we saw this type of defensive front was with Jared Willis, right? Where they just blew everything up. They were always in the backfield.
It was a 10-win season for the Canes.
That was a 10-win season, yeah. That's what you're seeing. They're just filthy, and they're so deep. Like, all the freshmen got in late, and those are the ones that gave up 25 yards in the second half, right? Mm-hmm. Scott got a ton of playing time. Lightfoot got in. But the transfers, you talk about the difference between transfers hitting and missing. Think about the guys that their names are being called all the time. Offensively, obviously Cam. Demi Martinez hasn't necessarily gotten going. And will he? He may not have to. That's the other thing. That room is so deep. But defensively, right? You've got Barron. You've got Alston. I mean, those two are total menaces on that D-line. And with Bain being out, they have flourished on a massive level. Like, it's them coming in, buying in the culture and being that good.
Bro, Barron is making himself so much money.
So much money. I think he leads the country in sacks now.
Yeah.
University of Miami, I want to applaud again Mario Cristobal, because what you see is there's no drop off. You mentioned, okay, listen, on the defensive side of the ball, okay, Ruben Bain, ACC freshman defender of the year, he goes down. We don't miss a beat. Well, on the offensive side of the ball, you're down your left tackle, and Ness Cooper goes down pretty early on in that game, enough where it could factor you. They just plug in the next guy, I heard them in the presser. I heard Mario and I heard Maribal, and they basically said that's what our goal is. We don't drop. We do not change our game plan. Like, if somebody goes down, we need the next guy to be equally capable. And that's what you saw. You saw a defense when you had the second teamers equally capable. You see an offensive line when you're starting left tackle and you're,
that's two starting left tackles down now.
They just continue to they put up record. Now listen to that again. You broke records. You didn't even have your starting offensive line from week 1, right? You're playing with backups and you still were able to do it. You were still able to do it. That's the Mario Cristobal effect. That's what happens when you can recruit at the level that you can, and you can identify talent, and you can nail the portal. And you got to give credit to those guys back behind the scenes, because they're nailing they're nailing anybody that's putting stuff on film. Their auditions, they're nailing them. They're absolutely nailing them. Their evaluations are spot on.
I'm willing to bet we've never had an offensive lineman as big as Markel Bell. 6'9", 375. I mean, bro, he is a mountain. It was insane. Like, are you kidding? A couple other things for you. 159 points in the first 3 games, most in school history. 507 passing yards yesterday. They missed the program record by 7 yards. 513 is the record back in 1998. So 7 more yards, they would have set that record as well. Just a friggin' amazing day.
Offense was slinging it. Yes.
Look, we got
yes.
we got the game turned off on us. It was it 41-0 at that point? Maybe it was 34.
Something.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all you saw was points. I'm like, what the hell is happening? So I'm like going on the app and looking to see who was scoring. But and again, you had AJ Allen, you had Jordan Lyle, you had the one to Elijah Lofton, and I think one more. So I mean, that's what you expect. It's one of those things where you beat the people you're supposed to beat. We've been saying, can't we just win the games we're supposed to win? That's what we've said. That's what we've bitched about on this podcast for 8 years. Can't we just win the games we're supposed to win? We're better than these guys. Now you're seeing that. I said in the pregame show last week, like this doesn't worry me anymore. Those games don't worry me anymore.
Nope.
Listen, there was nothing on that Ball State edition tape that any other coach is going to pay attention to, and I was worried about that. I was like, okay, in the first half they kind of kept their running game at bay, but you know what? When you turn around and you absolutely run at will. Who's Will, by the way? Where is that guy? But we run at will. We ran at all their wills, to be honest. It just shows opposing coordinators on that side of the ball when you have a Heisman quarterback candidate. Pick your poison. We keep saying it. What do you want to do? You want to try to sell out to stop the run? We'll pass all over you. Want to go back and loosen it back up and loosen up the box? Then we ran all over you. We still ran for over 200 yards. I mean, that was impressive. Coming out, just okay. Mario got mad, went up there, said, "You get down from the Tootsie's pole. We're gonna. You get back in here, Missy. Everything's right. Everything's right."
I think as much as you didn't put good stuff on your audition tape, I think it did show some coaches, well, shit. I think our better chance is I don't think we should stack the box. Right? Am I I don't think I'm wrong there. I think they would rather try to let you run on them than have Cam Ward try to beat you through the air.
Well, the Bill Belichick thing. Go ahead, Toast. And
I'm fascinated to see what game plan defensively Golish comes out with next week. Because now he's got to figure out, damn, dude, like I got to pick a poison here. Like I don't think I can stop them both. So what am I going to do? Because I mean, listen, I think Cam does that to pretty much just about anybody, unless you're just an insanely good team with a great secondary. I think he's going to pick most teams apart.
The Bill Belichickian clause was, let's take away what they do best. As long as we take away what they do best, what they are more comfortable doing, a lot of times that's what led to a lot of their success. That and the fact he had to go to quarterback. But in this case, like what do you do? All right, Xavier Restrepo is our best wide receiver. All right, you can double him, but then you have Jacoby George on the outside, Isaiah Horton stepping up. Sam Brown hasn't really emerged the way I thought he would, but you know, when you consider Sam Brown and Isaiah Horton, Sam Horton, that guy as the third and fourth guy, as the third guy, they're very comparable. Welcome back, tight end U. Again, had another touchdown. Elijah Arroyo's that dude.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Lofton comes in. So now we're starting to feature that. Oh, by the way, we could just throw it out to Chris Johnson just like this, and that guy has burners, so he has game-changing speed as a running back. So now that's 2 weeks in a row where he's caught a touchdown from the backfield. So, like, what are you going to do? What do you want to take away? What do you want to take away? So it's going to put the onus on these teams to really dive in and like really get in depth and go by down and by distance, because they just can't do it because University of Miami is hard to key on them. All right, let's try to stop Cam. Well, no, not easily done, right? Because the way we play offense, it's just going to make it difficult. Again, I'm so happy that in the past, these audition tapes would go against us. But I think we auditioned ourselves. We're just like, yeah, there's nothing you're going to throw at us that we haven't game planned for. And Miami seems so much more well prepared this year.
Bro, we've had
game plans.
Recap show. We have yet to have a moment. We have yet to have a moment where we're like shredding the coaching or shredding a play. We haven't had a moment. Like everything is awesome so far. Like we've never had this in this podcast, dude.
I mean, I was pissed real quick.
They didn't have a third timeout.
Thank you. I was like, come on, we got to save timeouts.
Call timeout. Oh, we can't.
We had about a minute left to score again.
Left.
Yeah, we had a minute. And in the future, you want to be able to hold on to your timeouts. So I wasn't happy with that.
But it was 3rd and 3. They didn't like the look when they took one defensively. I get it. And they were running cover 0 too. So I wasn't totally upset with that timeout. But when it came down to the fact that you could have called a timeout because you held them. I same boat. I was 100% with you there. I going back to pick your poison. You realize we played 5 different running backs yesterday. 5, right? You have Damian Martinez, who had the least carries out of all of them. Mark Fletcher, who we know is a stud. AJ Allen he may have gotten 80 or 90 yards and a touchdown.
Over 100.
He went over 100.
Yeah.
He played literally. Anyway, so then you had Jordan Lyle, another touchdown. And then you had Chris Johnson, another touchdown. So you have 5 dudes in that room that are a nightmare for you. And I think, to be quite honest with you, Jordan Lyle is probably the most complete back out of all 5 of them, which is totally nuts, considering he got here 2 months ago.
Him and Fletcher are going to be good moving forward.
My goodness. Those 2 are, and then Fletch showed you his speed. He's back, right? Getting to the outside a couple times.
Running back room is deep.
Goodness, they're so
it's insanely deep. And Mario, he sets I don't think I'm going to say this, and maybe you guys have. I've never heard a coach say this before. Like in one of his pressers, he was talking about, Ball State's is still a good team, and then he paused. He goes, "Now listen, I know there was a big talent gap out there." Like he said it. He's like, I was like, yeah, there was. But even he knows. But for the fact, it was kind of like backhanded, but he wasn't doing it maliciously. He's like, listen, because I think he was trying to prep the fan base. Listen, I know we're more talented than them, and I know you think that this is what we should do every single time, but there's still a good team over there. And yes, we have more talent, but that's what you're supposed to do when you have that much
you're supposed
talent.
to do when you have
that
talent.
Running back room, that quarterback, that offensive line, those wide receivers. This is what you've been recruiting your ass off for years and years since you got to the University of Miami to do so.
Over under soapbox moment to college football, you have jumped the shark in terms of roughing the passer calls now. West, and here's the thing, West's call wasn't even the most horrific of yesterday's. You got to watch the highlight of an Indiana player stacking the UCLA quarterback and getting flagged for roughing the passer because, according to the rules analyst, even though the quarterback didn't throw the ball, he was in a throwing posture when he was hit. So that was roughing the passer. It was a sack.
What about the Texas A&M guy who got thrown out of the game for targeting because he hit the Florida receiver in the ass?
I didn't see that.
Oh my God. The guy jumps. He hits him in the ass with his helmet because he's only so tall.
Yep.
Right? I mean, he's on the ground and he hits him in the ass and gets thrown out for targeting. I kid you not. It's become, and the guy on the Canes game, he said, yes, he did. He hit him in the chest.
Too high.
With his face mask. Hold on. With his face. He said he hit him in the chest with his face. Quote, but he hit him really hard.
Listen,
in the chest with his face. But he hit him really hard. He hit him too hard. So you got to throw the flag.
Oh, we don't name these ones, but the term that's about to come out of my mouth, I think, would be up there. And it's reusable bleeping rockets. All right. We could send rockets into space and then we reuse them and they land back on a boat in the ocean. But we can't take 2 seconds to look and say, no, that's not egregious. Take this one back. We can't have a quick review process to be like, hey, that targeting is under review. Yeah, it wasn't targeting. Continue. Well, do we need a yellow flag anymore? Like, can't we come up with a better system? Have another one. Have 2 flags. Like, listen, this is a flag until review. Yep, it's not a flag. Let's just move on because reusable bleeping rockets. Come on.
You can't do that because it's done by humans. And humans are idiots.
Yes.
Well, just run it through the AI algorithm. But the OBBAI would figure this out.
You know what?
That's not a penalty.
That's a good use for AI.
Yeah, it is.
Football officiating.
Doing all the plays. 100%.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Hey, Jenners, how we doing our overs and unders?
Oh, it was all over the place. Let's go. We'll start with Cam Ward passing touchdowns. 3.5.
Come on.
Rowe went under. Toast went under. Scoop went over. There you go. There's your winner. He threw 5. Cam Ward rushing touchdowns. He didn't have a rushing touchdown. We set it at half a touchdown, 0.5. Roman went under. Scoop went under. Toast went over. So he thought he was
for
gonna,
2.
Yeah.
2 for
Which this was funny because we set Martinez yards at 75, but it was obviously we talked about AJ Allen got the big chunk yesterday, so everyone went over on Martinez at 75. So that was a big over. Restrepo catches 5.5. Rowe went under. Toast went under. Scoop went over.
How many have?
He had 3 for 47.
But he had 2 touchdowns.
2 tutties, though.
Like 2 tutties, yeah. Sacks.
Those should count for 2 receptions each.
No, they don't. Sacks, 2.5. Everyone went over. Everyone got that right. They had 4 sacks on the game. Interceptions. We set the line at 1.5. Rowe went under. Scoop went under. Toast went over. It was 1. And then total yards. This was a complete whiff on me. We set the line at like 310.
Yeah.
310.
Yeah.
750
That's what I said.
Everyone went.
What did I say? Bet something on that one.
And then the total points was the official line was 54.5. The only one who went under was Toast. Everybody else went over. They obviously 62, and they all belong to Miami.
Well, I had 9-6, I believe.
I got 6. Yeah,
So-
I got 6.
Yeah,
right.
everybody did okay.
But that over-under thing, just so you guys know, we're starting a new sponsorship with Underdog, Fantasy Underdog, where we're going to be doing some over-under stuff every single week. So stay tuned for that on the episode that drops this week. We'll get that thing rolling for you.
Let's
Very
go.
nice. Let's
Very
go.
nice. USF's up next, boys. Alex Golish, my spirit animal, is going to come into town. I mean, obviously they've given Alabama a fight 2 years in a row,
We're going to their town.
Yeah, we're going to Tampa.
which is pseudo de facto our town. Just saying.
If
Yeah,
he
it could be.
like, pleading with everyone to buy tickets to keep those Canes fans out of the stadium.
Good luck with that. Especially we're coming out of the box hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I've got some soul searching to do here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Scoop. If you're gonna come out, we got to make sure you're gonna be the right Scoop for the show this week. You can't be USF Scoop.
Yeah, that's what I said. I got to figure it out.
He's established that.
I got to sit in a dark room for a couple days.
Mhm.
Do my full on Aaron Rodgers and come out on Wednesday and see what has transpired and how I feel going into Tampa. USF with another win yesterday. Look, they can score. We know they can score. Their defense sucks. So we'll see how it goes.
Listen, they were looking good against Alabama until the fourth quarter when suddenly they weren't.
They were within 4.
Bro, they were
on Bama's 5-yard line in the fourth quarter and lost by 26.
I thought they were up 14-13 at the start of the fourth quarter.
They had the lead at some point. I'm not sure it was that late. But they
was,
lost. But they ended up losing by 26. I don't understand how that happens.
Yeah.
Alabama looked good. Went up to Camp Randall yesterday, and obviously the Wisconsin losing their starting quarterback. We wish you well. They lost him early, but they handled their business. So that Alabama team looks really good now. They played better yesterday than Georgia. Georgia was in a dogfight.
Man, I can't believe they won that game.
Yeah.
Complete
Kentucky
dogfight.
stepping on it again.
All right, kids, got to go get some stuff going with the parents. So I got to bail on this bad boy.
Okay.
All right. Are you
I
guys?
think we're there.
I think we're
Are
there.
we done?
I think we're done.
I think so.
Okay. All right.
So we'll be back this week. We're going to record on Wednesday, right? Drop on Thursday.
That looks like, hold on. That
Seems
looks
like
like
that's
the
it.
plan. Let me see. That's the 18th.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Beautiful. So that'll be the South Florida preview show. And listen, man, enjoy your Sunday football today. And listen, BTB killed it yesterday in soccer, and his 2 and 3 unit plays for college both hit. So you might want to sign up for that NFL package this morning and get on that. Make yourself some money today. As always, go Canes!
Go Bange.